Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the What the Fuck America podcast. I am Jake, along with Matt.
Fuck
We're-
you.
and we're just going to start right into it, apparently. So, Joe Biden is a fucking retard.
Yes.
Go ahead and we cut ourselves off talking to come start the show. So, explain to me what we were all talking about before.
I wasn't saying fuck you to you. I was saying fuck you to America.
Yeah.
Because what the
But sometimes
fuck?
America deserves it.
Yeah. But anyway, um, you know, Joe Biden, like I was saying to you, like not 5 freaking minutes ago, it's starting to get a little ridiculous with bringing them out there all the fucking time, doing this and that. In Hollywood, there is a time when Hollywood stars just stop showing up.
Yep.
And it's because of their fucking age and how they look and how they talk and this and that. Now, I'm not wishing ill will on Joe Biden. I could give two fucks about the man. However, I don't think he makes it for very much longer. And not death wise, just he can't even put a whole sentence together anymore.
Yep. Yeah.
Listen to him give a speech in maybe even 5 years ago sounded better.
President.
Right. Even then. Yeah. When he was vice president, it's complete. His cadence it's gone. He's done. Yeah. His brain no longer works properly.
No.
Okay.
And there was that propaganda that was going around. Oh, he just has a stutter. He's had a stutter since he was born.
That's not a stutter.
Come on.
People trip over words all the time. And I'm not knocking them for tripping over words, right? Your tongue gets in the way of the fucking word. That's what happens. That happens to the kid all the time. I call him mushmouth, right? But this man,
dementia. There's no other way to describe it.
Well, there is. He's probably seeing the words and his brain's not making the words come out of his mouth, right? But then they bring out Obama to celebrate his however many year anniversary of the Affordable Care Act is what it was called, not the American Rescue Plan, not Obamacare, because Obama doesn't care.
No, he does not.
We're going to make insurance.
As a matter of fact, lied directly to all of your faces, saying
every single person.
You can keep your doctor if you like your doctor. And
that's right.
Blah 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 blah. Everything was a lie.
So yeah, basically it was if you have insurance, it's not going to cost you anything. If you don't have insurance, you're going to get penalized. But if you want insurance and you don't, I mean, Jesus Christ, I had a job that didn't offer insurance. When I went to go do the insurance, it cost me over $2,000 a year to have insurance. Now, that might not seem like a lot to someone who makes 52 grand a year, but for someone who makes 22 grand a year, $2,000 is a lot of fucking money.
A lot of fucking money.
That's food, that's your car payment, that's your fucking light bill, that's your heat bill. And if you're like us assholes and live in Wisconsin, motherfucker, you need heat. You need all of it. Okay? So then they bring out Obama. Obama kind of snuffs him and treats him like the kid in the corner.
Yep.
The other kid. When is this going to be enough? Like when is it time for them to say enough is enough? Let's just pull the fucking plug on this.
My whole opinion on this, I harbor no ill will towards President Joe Biden.
He's not the president, but
yes.
Okay.
But you get what I'm saying.
I do.
Now, I bear a lot of ill will towards Senator Joe Biden and Vice President Joe Biden.
Right.
While he was still mentally sound. But now this is just, to me, this, from the moment he was running for office, for president, I've called it elder abuse. Like straight up. This to me is elder abuse. You are foisting this old fucking demented man into the public's eye. Like, okay, I don't want to overstate this too much, but to me, I think all of Congress should be held for dereliction of duty. And I don't know if they can be charged with a crime, but to
They should
not,
all be fired for not doing their job.
yeah, your job as Congress to be the representative of the people is to make sure our elected officials are prim and proper.
Mhm,
This dude is fucking demented. Impeach him. 25th him. You
mhm.
have a whole fucking host of evidence of the wrongdoing this man has done for the past umpteen years with Hunter Biden's laptop and all that bullshit. And all you have to do is look at him speak. He, this is insane. This really points to a deep sickness within this country.
You're right. And I didn't want, we didn't have to go in full bore on him or nothing. I just think like that whole fiasco, to me it's a fiasco, okay?
Yeah.
How is it that the president of the United States, there is so little respect for the president? I know how it is because of look who it is.
Yep.
But I mean, just looking at the reaction of everybody in that room when he is around, he is a he's the wandering uncle or the wandering grandpa that
Yep.
you're like, keep an eye on him so he doesn't fall in the pool. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Or so he doesn't touch your fucking grandkids.
right. And it just needs to be done. Like, they just need to be done with it. And I don't know. I just I get bummed out. I get bummed out. I'm sorry. I just I just get so fucking annoyed with these people, man.
Yep. Yep. This guy wants to create a 20% tax for all people earning more than $1 billion. Like, it's just, the dude's gone. He's being used to push all the unpopular things that the crazies want to do
Right.
because you can't hold Joe Biden accountable. You can't. There's no way to hold him accountable.
It's just
So
yeah. Well, and then to me that raises another horrible question. If you can't hold this guy accountable, who's our representative to
we
the
don't.
rest of the world?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole host of countries that aren't answering his phone calls.
Right. And
We don't have one.
it's just yeah, it's almost as if I don't know. I feel like that the rest of the world isn't as cool with Joe Biden as people are making him
Oh,
out to
did you freeze?
be like this great
I think you
fucking
froze.
person. I don't know, man.
What I was gonna say
I think he was a
is
familiar face
it's
that they had
almost,
to
it's
trot
like
out
that
there because
managed
nobody
decline
wanted to go against
of the
Trump.
U.S. That's what it really seems like.
Oh,
Which,
lost the server
you and I were
connection.
talking the other day about
Hopefully, all of this
how I think this
is
was the
going to
plan from the
be
beginning. I think
recorded
you had
and
Hillary Clinton that was
I
going to be
will
elected, and Donald Trump just kind of
record
swooped in
myself.
and came out of nowhere,
Like it won't even let me.
and
But
then
status is
kind of threw a
reconnected.
wrench in their plan. I wasn't. I didn't realize that you disconnected.
No,
Um.
you disconnected.
Oh, I was still there.
So was I.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
You were just frozen on my screen.
Interesting. Um.
Yeah.
But it really, to me, kind of points to that managed decline of the U.S. with, Hillary Clinton, that was supposed to be the 2016 president, wanting to do the no-fly zone over Libya, which would have
Mm-hmm.
got us into war with Russia, which is, I
Mm-hmm.
think, what the ultimate goal was. And then when you look into all of the, since 2009, no, since the 1990s, I think it was, the U.S. has spent some ridiculous amount of, close to maybe a little bit under $1 billion into Ukraine, and then foisting in the 2014 Maidan revolution, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
and putting in a essentially NATO puppet. That kind of, I think, was the plan all along, is to have a war with Russia. Um, and that's actually kind of an interesting thing. I think there are one of two ways of looking at the war. You have the Russian side and the Ukrainian side. And there's a couple ways to look at it. And this is just kind of off topic, but it was something that was interesting to me. And there's a book that I have coming, which is by Alexander Dugin, who is Russia's kind of quote unquote new uh, Rasputin, essentially. He's a
Right.
very important advisor to Putin. And he talks a lot about how liberalism is terrible, or what the end of liberalism has become terrible. Um, and that how, if you look at it from the Russian perspective, it's almost like this is a war for the new world. I hate to say these words, the war for the new world order. Essentially, is Russia
Mhm.
going to be allowed to be Russian, or are they going to be forced to accept some global doctrine like every other country has? Essentially, like, are Russians going to be allowed to have their own culture, their own language,
Right.
their own history, their own ethnicity? Are they going to be allowed to have that? Or do they have
Right.
to go to the
Right.
way of globalism and be forced to accept the gays and the LGBTs and the transes and the blacks and the, because I don't think there's a lot of black people in Russia, if I'm being honest. Um, do they have to accept world culture, or can they remain to be Russian? And I
Right.
think, if I'm being honest, I agree with that aspect of, I think Russia should be allowed to be Russian. But this is a completely random tangent um, that we got onto. Anyway, yeah, Joe Biden should be 25th. And if a red wave does actually happen during the midterms, which I think are in November ish, um, the Republicans need to 25th and or impeach Joe Biden. There's this cannot continue. It cannot continue.
Yeah.
This is an untenable position to have in the in the world, because we are, there's a lot of terrible, and we haven't covered it entirely. 60% of fertilizer comes from Ukraine and Russia. A
Mhm.
whole host of countries get all of their grain from Russia and Ukraine. That it's not going to be a good time in the coming years if shit doesn't start to get fixed quickly. Because if you take into account how 60% of fertilizer comes from Russia and Ukraine, that's going to make farming more expensive.
Yep.
On top of the fact that gas used to do the farming is already more expensive. On top of the fact that to be able to transport said food is also more expensive because of the gas in the trucks. On top of that, you have a shortage of truck drivers because no one wants to do the job. So we're in store for what a lot of the quote unquote higher ups are calling a famine. We are probably not going to have great times here in the US, but I think we'll ultimately be okay. But if the world doesn't get an actual leader in the near future, I think we are in for some interesting years to potentially a decade.
See, and that's the thing where how I always tell you, like, this is the plan. This was the plan all along because I'm a fucking asshole. And I feel like, yeah, this was the plan, but something happened. Something happened because maybe I don't know what happened, but did something happen with Joe Biden's health after the fact in the whole campaigning thing? And then all of a sudden it was like, well, we're too deep now. We have to run with this and we just have to
Mm,
put controls in place because it
I don't.
almost seems like I don't want to spend a whole day on it, but
Yeah.
it's very interesting how we're here.
So what I think it was is I think legitimately Joe Biden was the only one in the 2020 election who had any theoretical shot of actually beating Donald Trump.
Yeah. They did like it, the public did like him
Yep.
as the vice president because he fell asleep,
Sleepy
because
Joe.
he grabbed, yeah, because he sniffed women's hair. People thought that was fucking hilarious. And
Yep.
then Me Too happened. Harvey
And now,
Weinstein went to prison.
yep.
And now all of a sudden, I don't care. You can't have good, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
very, very strange that the old president, the president before him, was basically they said he had a porn star that he wanted to pee all over or some fucking
Yeah.
stupid Kanye West fucking weird fucking shit, right? Or I said the wrong black guy. What was it? R. Kelly
Oh
stuff.
yeah, R.
And
Kelly.
yeah, sorry, I mixed them up. They look the same to me. Um then they do. One of them's like a foot taller. But anyway, yeah, it's just weird. It was just weird. And I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of things that this fucker does, our last president was accused of doing, and none of it was actually true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but anyway.
Well, it's confession through projection, basically.
Right.
Everything the Democrats said Donald Trump was, they are. They're the
Mhm.
racists. They're the sexists. They're the bigots. They're the homophobes. They're the Nazis. They're the ones calling, if you look at the Nazi platform, Nazis took away guns. Nazis burned books and censored people.
Mhm.
You don't see the right taking away guns and, on average, typically are more free speech than Democrats are. But
Right.
yeah, no, it's I think, and to your point of did something, I think not Donald Trump. I think Joe Biden has always, after he got out of office
Mhm.
during the vice presidency and he was no longer in office, I think he started to go downhill. And because you even see during the campaign, Truanama Shabada pressure,
Yes.
and we put together we put together the most extensive voter fraud campaign the world has ever seen. Not
Of course.
not the voter integrity or
Or
the anti
anti-voter fraud.
yeah, it's the most diverse voter fraud campaign.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean,
And then
it's
Time
either
magazine backed that statement up.
yep. So I think he's
Oh man.
just he's the only person that had any type of real support, and he was always demented. It's just gone extremely downhill since inauguration, essentially. Um, yeah, that's about all I got for that fucking
Wow.
demented dinosaur. Age limits, people. Fucking age limits.
Yes.
That's all I
Age
gotta say.
limits.
That's the
Yes.
only. This could solve every problem in the United States right now. Age
Yep.
limits on elected officials. So
Um yeah.
you want to talk
So
about Elon Musk or grooming some kids?
dealer's choice.
Let's do
Dealer's
Musk.
choice cuz
We'll do
okay.
Musk, and then
Are
we'll
you are you just doing Musk so that I get mad now and then I'm like,
partially.
no, no, no. Okay. Okay. Okay.
uh, so Elon Musk, Matt and I were having a discussion about recently, couple maybe yesterday or the day before, I don't remember. He recently bought 9.2% of Twitter and was just put on the board of directors.
Mm. Mhm.
And I personally think this has the potential to be a really good outcome, but I could see some unforeseen circumstances arising, and Matt has a very different opinion.
I
Maybe, or
do.
did you come to the dark side?
Listen, I can't just walk over to the dark side. I'm not like Darth Vader and so easily taken in by those who
Have
make
billions of
fucking light.
dollars.
Yeah, like he's a fucking magician, bro. Okay. Um my only thing with him. So when I first heard that news, I thought, "Oh fuck, this dude's about to get rich as fuck, right? He might have spent a shitload of money, but he's about to make a shitload of
Yep.
money." I'll give him this. He did I don't know much about stocks and how they work, but the way it was explained over the course of today, that this is like a long-term venture, right?
Yep.
So he plans on doing something. What that something is, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you right now. If this turns into another fucking 2016 to 2020 with the fucking bullshit on Twitter, I'm done. I might as well fucking hang myself from a fucking flagpole draped in the American flag and just be like, fuck these motherfuckers, right? It's something strange when someone as outspoken as him, he's not outspoken though, right? Because he only throws little things out here and there.
Yeah, he just tweets. He's a shit
Yeah,
poster.
right. He's a shit poster. And that's cool. And I get it. But are you gonna do any good? Like I
That's
know he's a big proponent of free speech and all that shit, but I gotta tell you,
that's
bro.
the issue.
I
Yep.
gotta tell you, bro. Like you ask people, do you believe in free speech? Like the average person, the first thing out of their mouth is not gonna be yes. They're gonna say it depends.
I you know,
Because you go ahead.
in all
You
honesty,
ask
that would
anybody.
be my answer too. It depends.
Oh no, 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 no.
Well,
It's
it
either
does.
all or nothing with me, buddy.
Well, see,
I don't
no,
even care. You can
let
incite the
let
worst
me
violence you
let
wanted.
me
There's consequences to that.
let me give you this scenario. The loose lips sink ships scenario. What if you're out and you're a very anti-American government and you get hold of some private information that leads to the sinking of two or three U.S. military subs?
Oh, you mean like a U.S. official being on social media and saying whatever they want
Well,
about
so
what's going on in the country, or
let me
like like doing exactly what the fucking NSA is there to prevent? See, these are the things that make me nervous, right? He, Elon Musk here, right?
Yep.
He is a business magnate. That's what they call him. The founder, CEO, and chief engineer at SpaceX, early stage investor, CEO, and product architect of Tesla Incorporated, founder of The Boring Company, and co founder of Neuralink, which we can get into one day, and OpenAI. Okay. So he's involved with all of that, right? Not to mention the neurotechnology shit is really freaking me out. It freaks me out
Yeah.
more than anything, right? Because there's all these things happening right now with social media where they're trying to do like Minority Report stuff, like the pre-crime type shit,
Yep.
and they're trying to
In the
implement that in other
UK,
countries. They do it in China and the
yep.
UK.
In the UK, which was thought of as a Western country, they have ridiculous laws. Ridiculous laws. Context doesn't matter. And let me give you the greatest example.
Yeah.
There was a guy, Count Dankula.
Oh
He
yes,
posted a
I think I
video.
heard all of this. Yep.
Yep.
Go for it.
He
Yep.
posted a video of what his girlfriend thought was the most adorable thing ever. He posted a video of her pug. The only issue is his girlfriend thought it was the most adorable thing ever, so he decided to turn it into the least adorable thing he could think of, which was a Nazi. So he created a Nazi pug A Nazi little pug dog. Whenever he would say, gas the Jews, the dog would throw up its arm. Or whenever he would say random little fucking Heil Hitlers, the dog would throw up its arm. That dude got arrested and thrown in jail for a video of turning what his girlfriend thought was the cutest thing on earth into the least adorable thing on earth, a Nazi. Now, to make matters even worse, you know who complained about it? Some random Jewish organization that hadn't even seen the video. No Jewish individual came up and said to Dankula, hey, I really don't appreciate this video. Can you take it down? Some random Jewish organization said, hey, we don't like this video. Take it down. And because of harm, he was thrown in jail. But
Right.
yeah, that Neuralink shit is. But back to the free speech thing.
Sorry.
So loose lips sink ships is an American idiom. Um, the phrase originated on a propaganda poster during World War II. The phrase was created by the War Advertising Council and used on posters by the United States Office of War Information. Um, so basically, it was censorship of army personnel, basically. So let's take the example broad free speech. You have a natural right to say any single thing you want, literally any sound, anything that can fly out of your stupid orifice in your face. You can literally say. You can literally say it, and no one can stop you, short of violence. Now, that being said, take the tired example of you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's the example everyone always goes to. We're going to debunk that really quick. You most certainly can yell fire in a crowded theater if there is a fire in there. You can also yell fire in a crowded theater if there is not a fire in there and no one else is in there but you. You can also yell fire in a crowded theater if no one happens to get injured from the stampede out of said you yelling fire. No crime happened. The issue with yelling fire in a crowded theater is the call to action. You yelling fire is a call to action, the action to run out of the theater. Now, if there is no fire and someone gets trampled to death, your call to action caused that death.
All right.
So, when we talk about free speech, it really matters what we're talking about. And I don't know how to square this circle because I'm about as a free speech absolutist as one can be. If you want to stand on a corner and shout all of the niggas from your fucking mouth
Yeah.
and all the chinks and the spicks and the fucking, you want to say every racial slur. What was it? What was the one? What was the one for
Oh, boat rowers.
boat rower? If you want to yell boat rower from the top of your lungs at fucking right in front of every fucking Cuban in fucking Miami,
They probably wouldn't even know what you mean.
probably true. You have God's free will to do so.
No, you don't.
You do.
Because human rights don't matter
Well,
anymore.
according to Ketanji Brown, they don't. That dumbass bitch. So you have every capability to do that. That being said, there are social consequences to the things that you say. Someone might punch you in the mouth. And if you're just up there saying every single racial slur you can, I don't think a cop would arrest the person that punches you in the mouth, if I'm being honest. But that's not censoring you. That's just a socially enforced uh, consequence of your actions.
Okay. Now, I agree that the only thing I agree with is people probably shouldn't be standing on the street corner yelling all these things.
Correct. I agree with that.
Okay.
But you can.
Really, as human beings, we should be trying to just keep on keeping on. However, we live in America. This country was founded on basic freedoms, right?
Yep.
The ones given to us by,
Your
well,
creator.
your creator. How,
Yep.
you're a human being, right? So,
These rights are not given by government. They're not created by government. They
right,
precede government.
right,
Government is there to protect them and to protect them alone.
right.
They do
Now,
not grant them.
I will agree with you in the sense that some forms of freedom of speech could possibly cause wars and all that shit,
Mhm.
and, mass genocide and all that. But we're talking about people developing technology that can interpret your mood, like the context in which you wrote that, right? That shit is dangerous.
Yep. Well, take for example, learn to code. So when all these journalists on Twitter were making fun of all these coal miners that were about to go out of business,
Mm-hmm.
these 40, 50-year-old guys who don't know a fuck all about computers and can't even work their goddamn TV remotes, those guys were just told, learn to code. That was it. There were a bunch of articles written from all these fucking hoity-toity journalist ass fucks, learn to code. Now, when the news came out that a bunch of journalistic entities were going to be laying off journalists, you know what a bunch of asshole shit posters on Twitter did to these journalists?
Hmm.
They responded to them and said, learn to code. Just learn to code.
Learn to code.
They were promptly banned off of Twitter
How do
for
I
giving them
learn
the
to code?
exact response.
And yeah, how do we learn to code and make money that, see, okay, I'm not going to continue with my joke. However, no, this kind of stuff, when I first hear these things, they freak me out. Why do
Well,
all the billionaires have to have all the billions and have all the billionaires? And
what
dude,
just
this
because
is
they have this
crazy.
money, just because they have this money doesn't automatically make them smarter than we are
No, he
or
is a
more
very
morally.
smart person.
Yeah, no doubt. But that doesn't make them morally correct.
Exactly.
And I
And
think
that's what
that's that's a
feel.
danger.
I feel like because he says the things he says, him owning something like this is going to go, it could go very good, it could go very bad. I feel like this is a way for the government to get involved.
Well, the government's already been involved.
Yeah, well,
I mean, if you look at
I think this, I don't know. Something's not right about this. If
well,
me and you, let's just say me and you we fucking hit it big. Someone buys the podcast for a whatever, and we go to
$1 billion.
Russia and we have this idea that we want to go build rockets, right? And we go to fucking Russia and we go with, let me see, how much? $8 million. And the Russians offer us, the Russians want to sell us one rocket for $8 million. What does that say? What the fuck are we doing with a rocket?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's this guy. That's this guy.
Yeah, but
That's like Bill Gates saying, "You know what I want to do? I'm going to buy
weaponized
up
mosquitoes.
no, listen. I'm going to make up as much, which I'll tell you about the fucking mosquitoes in a minute cuz I read some fucking dumb shit about that. But anyway, that's like him being like, "You know what? I think I want to make everybody's food. And I'm going to buy a bunch of farmland." And then all of a sudden he's like, "I'm not going to do anything with this farmland. No one can live on it. No one can come here. You have to drive around it. And I'm going to develop mosquitoes that fucking wipe out everybody on the planet except me."
And my bloodline,
Yeah.
and one other bloodline I deem worthy.
And he really does look like Kermit the Frog. So,
Yep. So
but
that
anyway,
I will agree. I am cautiously optimistic about Twitter and Elon Musk. Um,
yeah.
I could see it going great. I could see it going good. I could see it going bad, and I could see it going terribly. Um,
Whenever famous people get something that is like, because like this is socially an important thing. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's the
Not
new
to
public
me
square.
personally, it is. It really, really is. The thing that's kind of crazy is the public square, but it's all over the world, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So the public square has gotten from your community and like people you grew up with to now I
The
can
whole world.
contact anybody in the fucking world at any time and give them how I feel.
Yep.
So
It has also
whenever
given a lot of people a way
a
inflated
voice that
ego,
that
a
too.
lot of self importance.
Well, it made a lot of people forget what it's like to get punched in the fucking face.
Fucking mouth. Yep.
But see, now they're going to outlaw that too, right? The only people that can smash you in the face now are the police and,
Black
like
people
parents.
because they don't have
Yeah, yeah,
consequences.
yeah, right. Them too. Yeah. Um,
I want to state this point. I want to state this point. I think the issue with the black community, they've been given a pass for far too long. You haven't been able to criticize them, otherwise it's been racism. You're only criticizing them because you don't like black people.
I
That
gotta
has
be
given them a
honest,
pass
man.
for way too long.
I have to be completely honest with you. Like in the city that we're in, have you ever really seen racism? Like outward racism, like where
Maybe
they're
once.
like, "Oh, look at these motherfuckers coming in." I mean, we've seen it at work. I've seen it fucking a
Oh yeah,
ton at
we
work,
we have one
right?
guy who's a full blown racist,
Oh yeah,
borderline a Nazi.
like and like not even a give a shit. Like he's just lucky he hasn't said it in front of someone that would just knock the ever loving fuck out of him. You know what
But
I
it'd be
mean?
hard to hit him
So
in the
like,
head though, because he bobbles so much.
oh yeah, it does. It bobs around already like a fucking speed bag. But it's just I've never seen it to the level where all of these people are out there and like like this bullshit with Will Smith and Chris Rock because of 400 that one lady on the news was like because of 400 years of
Yeah,
oppression he had to get up and go smack or fucking
that
Chris Rock.
doesn't
Like
even
what
make
the fuck
fucking
does
sense.
it doesn't but they said it and they fucking and they it's on television. You know what I mean? Like and that's the thing.
That's what
I
I'm
think
talking about right there.
like I believe when Martin Luther King were and the Black Panthers and Malcolm X and all of these people were marching through the streets and taking care of their communities or killing their communities. I believe that then, yes, there was a fuckload of racism, a shitload of assholes out there that were like, "You're not even a person," or "Go to the back of the bus." And like, I believe that. I don't think that's where America is now, though.
No, not a chance.
You know what I mean? Like, I would be,
I saw a
I,
video.
I would just be shocked. Is all I could get out of that.
I saw a
Like,
video when was Easy E famous during
Oh,
NWA? When was
the
that? Was that in the
80s.
80s?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
Easy E. I'll just put it on there.
I saw an
Let's see.
interview with Easy E and some reporter who I assume is a white man because he said the N word way too goddamn white to be a black man.
Yeah. It is 1986.
So let's just say 1988
Right.
when Easy
Right.
E was probably a household name with NWA.
Especially in California.
I
I mean,
saw an
Jesus
interview
Christ.
with Easy E and a white dude, and the white interviewer asked Easy E, "What happens if someone came up to you and said the word nigger?" You know how Easy E responded? A black man with the group NWA. You know how
Hmm.
he responded?
How?
It depends on how you say it.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
immediately punch the white man in the mouth because
Right.
he's a racist. And that was the 1960s. Let's say 19 when was the civil rights movement? 64. Let's just say
Yeah. It was
1964
like
to
in the 60s. It was,
1988. That's
yeah.
only 20 64 28. That's only 24 years of difference. They somehow went from 24 years of difference of essentially thinking black people didn't deserve to be with them to it depends on how you say it.
Yeah.
But now if you even sing it with in a rap song, which in my personal opinion, every time a black artist uses that word in a rap song, that's cultural appropriation. That's the white man's word. We created that word. That's
Mm-hmm.
our word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, motherfuckers. That's the white man's word. And I want to take it back, you racists. Stop culturally appropriating our words.
Well,
But in
it's
all
crazy.
seriousness, we
Yeah.
went from segregation
Hmm.
to years later, it depends how you say it, to 40, the 80s from the, so 80, let's just say 90, 30 years. 30 years. So from 24 years, depends how you say it, to 30 years down the road, if you sing it in a rap song, you're a racist
Yeah.
and you deserve to be killed.
Yeah. Yep.
Explain where, explain, this happened during all, and this whole rant is making me seem like a giant racist, and I frankly don't give a fuck. Um, you went from blacks having no consequences basically for their actions because the liberals said you went through 400 years of slavery plus the oppression that happened afterwards. You deserve a pass. You deserve a hand up, not a you deserve a hand up out, not a hand up. You had years and years and years of you get hired because you're black. You get hired because you're a black woman, a black man, X, Y, and Z. We even see it today with fucking Ketanji Brown. You have when Donald Trump said the words the Chinese flu, oh, it's the rise of Asian hate crime is astonishing. So many Asians are getting attacked because of it. It wasn't white people that were attacking him. It wasn't Trump supporters that were attacking Asians. It was black people. No one called it out. No one said a goddamn thing. This most recent mass shooting that happened, black people. Where's the media coverage? Where's the news coverage? As soon as they find out it's blacks, boom, narrative over. We don't talk about this mass shooting because it was blacks. Because it was their little pets. Because it
Hmm.
I hate with a passion the thing I'll tolerate an open racist because they're ignorant, because they're stupid. What I do not and cannot stand is fucking white savior liberals that think black people are lesser, so they have to dumb down their vernacular for them. They have to give them a job because they're black. They have to do everything for the blacks because they think they're lesser and they can't do it them goddamn selves. Same
Yeah.
thing with the goddamn fucking voter ID laws. It's fucking insanity. They went to a goddamn college and they asked all these fucking white goddamn educated fucking indoctrinated liberal fucks why voter ID is racist. And they essentially all said because the fucking nigger is stupid. I fucking
Yeah.
hate these people
Yeah,
so
they are
much.
stupid. They are. But we
Rant
know
over.
better.
Rant over.
I
Rant
was just
over.
I was going to tell you you brought up a really good point in that whole psychotic rant that you
Psychotic
just
rant.
did. Um it was 1954 to 1968 was the civil rights movement. John F. Kennedy proposed the Civil Rights Act that was passed in 64. So that ended Jim Crow and all that
Yep.
bullshit. Like that got rid of segregation. It was
Yep.
like, let's see, I'll read it to you. It was
And you know what's
is real
crazy? I
quick.
just before you read that,
Yeah,
why was black home ownership and the black marriage rate and the black family much more together during Jim Crow and segregation?
because they had no choice.
Exactly. The government, it's just this analogy. I don't know why this analogy isn't used more. If you feed the bears in a fucking forest, you know what the bears do? They become dependent on the things that fucking feed them.
Yeah.
Same thing with people. Same thing
Yeah.
with black people, Mexican people, and white people.
Well, the government probably a long time ago realized they aren't going to make more money than the person is because of how capitalism works, right? So, how do we make more money for ourselves? We need to control the money. We need to control the people. We need to tell them what they can and can't do, blah, 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 right? You oppress a certain amount of people or a certain person, right? And persons so that the rest you need so and then you put it out there. We need this much money from you. We're raising your taxes by this much because we have to help the poor people that can't afford it, the poor
Yep.
blacks, because that's how they put it.
Yep.
That's their fucking words back
And
then.
you know what's
And
annoying
we
too?
have to help them. Yeah, go ahead.
What's annoying too? Katanji Brown. All right, we're gonna need to do some math here. So Katanji Brown was picked expressly because she is a black woman.
Yes.
That's it. That's the only reason. Now, the United States population is 35 million people. We'll just say that for it's probably up to 37 million, but just to make math easy, 35 million people. No, 36. Let's do 36 because 9, 18, 27, 36. There's 9 Supreme Court justices, right?
Yep.
So there's 360 million people in this country.
You said 36 million.
Yep. So of the
360 million?
360 million.
Okay.
Yep. Did I say 36 million?
Yes.
Sorry, 360
Anyway.
million.
Okay.
So there's 9 Supreme Court justices.
Right.
They talked a lot about we need a black woman on the Supreme Court because of representation. I don't know if you know this, but there's an old statistic that makes you a racist if you cite it. And it's 1350. 13% of the people commit 50% of the crime,
Mm,
which is referring to black people. So black people
mm,
are, let's just say, 15% of the population.
mm,
That would make black women 7.5. Let's just round up to 8. That would make black women 8% of the population.
mm.
If you divide
I
9,
just divided 360 million by 9. That means that this lady is repping 40 million people.
okay. How many black women are there in this country?
Oh,
Take
that
take 8% of 360 million.
dude, what do I look like? I went to fucking high school?
I know I'm terrible at math too.
Oh my god.
So 360 million.
There's
Oh,
you have to write 360 plus 6 zeros.
yep. Okay, I got. Thank you. So that would be 28.8 million people.
That's
There
a
are
lot of people.
28.8 million black women in this country. Let's just round up and say 30. So you said with 9 Supreme Court justices, that's 9,
Yeah.
18, 27, 36. Um, so that's about 25,
40.
40 million.
It comes out to 40 million per justice.
Okay. 30 million black women in this country. She's
Yep.
overrepresenting by 10 million additional people. There
Yeah.
should not, if representation is what we're after, there shouldn't be a black woman on the Supreme Court.
Right.
There should be a black on the Supreme Court because they make up 15% of the country,
Mm.
which
Well,
30 and 30 is 60 million. So 60 million. That would be
my
40, another 20. So you could have a black
yeah.
person and someone who's a quarter black or half black. And that would be your representation. If we want to get that technical about it, if representation is the only thing we care about, we need a half black person and a black person. We already have the black person, Clarence Thomas, but you don't like him because he's a fucking goddamn Uncle Tom. You racist fucking cunts. They're trying to now get him.
Um
This is me ranting against black. This is just me hating black people day today, I guess.
no, I think so. So here's the thing.
And black people. Let me do another. Fucking black people, listen. Fucking listen. You are smarter than you fucking goddamn think. Stop getting indoctrinated by these goddamn white people that tell you
No,
can't do shit. I fucking
you
hate
can't
you
word
so
it.
much.
You
You're
you
still on the
can't word
goddamn
it.
plantation and you don't fucking know it.
No, no, listen, listen, listen. You can't
Just
say it like that. You got to say it like listen, right? They know. It's not that they think they're stupid, it's the government telling them that they're stupid. They
exactly.
don't they
But
know
if
that they're
if you
smart.
if you sit in front of a mirror and tell yourself you're stupid every day, or get told
Yeah,
you're stupid every day, you're
right.
eventually going to believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't
So,
stand these fucking liberals.
yeah, I
Fucking
just think that they should have probably reined Joe Biden in a little bit earlier and just was like, don't tell them you're only electing a black woman to the Supreme Court. Like, do not do that, right? Like, explicitly, just say,
but
I'm
that's
weighing all the
but that's
options.
all the other
You don't
side
have to
fucking cares
get
about.
crazy. Yeah, but you know what? Eventually, I'm hoping, I hope that eventually someone's going to go, these motherfuckers are the racists, right? Like those people, like the people telling us all this shit
Yep.
are the racists, not these people who, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
for instance, how in the schools they're saying don't teach kids, like, the whole critical race theory shit, right? That
Yep.
we covered that a bit, for a bit. But
I think we did the "Make the KKK Great Again" episode.
yeah, yeah. And like, yeah.
You know what? You know what?
I
On
wonder if
second
they
thought,
listened. I wonder if they
I
listened.
I can understand if someone thinks I'm a racist. I'll give them
Right.
credit for that.
Right. But the same thing with how people are like saying, "Oh, use my pronouns" and all that shit. When like, are you supposed to be like my black friend now?
Yeah.
Or just my friend?
Am I
Or
allowed to have black friends as a white man? As a straight
yeah,
white man, am
like
I allowed to have black friends?
yeah, exactly. And are we allowed, like, for instance,
Or
I heard
do we just go
that
full blown segregation again?
well, no, apparently as white people, we probably shouldn't even read anything from Martin Luther King or
Or
Malcolm
Malcolm X?
X or anybody from the civil rights movement or any of that because we're racist because we can't interpret it the way it's supposed to be interpreted.
Yep.
But for the
Well,
last
and
fucking 60 years, nobody's been interpreting it.
yep.
And all of a sudden it's, you know what? Let's drag this dude out of the grave again and
So
fucking make it all about them.
it's funny you mentioned that because the whole critical race theory was essentially born out of a question. I have the book, and the very first article is essentially this law review guy saying getting rid of segregation was racist because it was the white legal system expressing its power over black people. That's his whole argument, is essentially because the white legal system used its power to rip black people away from their blackness. That was racism. It's insane.
So
It's insane. They're pro segregation. The people that want critical race theory are pro segregation.
that's right.
And what's just fascinating about all of this is there have been several colleges, the places you send your kids to get smarter, having segregated graduations. It's fucking insane.
It's
Fucking
insane.
insane.
It's insane. It's insane, just like people not knowing what a woman is, or
Or
because you notice that they don't say what is a female. They say
yep,
what is a woman,
yep,
right? Because that is the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. Because if you open a goddamn thesaurus, woman is another word for a female.
yes. So
I don't know if people understand how fucking words work. I mean, it's so insane. Everything has gone crazy,
clown world,
and
clown world.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only way to stay sane during
It's
these
like
times.
I went to sleep 10 years ago and I woke up in another fucking dimension and I recognize nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
It's
But
fucking stupid.
should we cover Disney really quick?
Fuck yeah. Bunch of friggin' homo suckers.
Yep. So
God dang.
in Florida, uh, Ron DeSantis, the governor, he shall only be referred to from now on as Florida Man, because Florida Man is awesome. Um,
Florida man.
so Ron DeSantis, Florida Man,
Florida
decided to write
man.
a bill with some peoples and sign a bill called Parental Guidance and Consent Bill or something along those lines.
Yeah. Basically giving the parents control
Yep.
over what their
Um,
kids learn, or at least some sort of say.
yep. So the crazy people decided to call it the Don't Say Gay Bill. Now we'll get to that in a second. But you had all these fucking NPCs. Now, for those of you that don't know what an NPC is, it's a non player character. So if you ever play like a video game and you see like a guy who can sell you like a bow and arrow, that's an NPC, a non player character. You had so many fucking NPCs hook themselves up to the goddamn fucking Matrix. All of them downloaded today's fucking bullshit, and all they could say was the word gay because they don't understand things, and they just get their news off of Twitter and Facebook because they're fucking insane. So you had all these celebrities, Ron Perlman calling Ron DeSantis a Nazi because of the Don't Say Gay bill. You had Oscar Isaac, which is tragic to me, yelling the word gay because of the Don't Say Gay bill. You had all these fucking dumbass celebrities yelling the word gay because of a bill. And this bill is 7 pages long. You want to know how many times the word gay appears in this bill? Why don't you go ahead and take a stab at it, Matt? How many times?
Well, you already told me.
Well, play along with the bit. Play along with the bit. How many
I don't know.
times does this bill say the word gay?
Isn't it called Don't Say Gay Bill?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
the title of the bill.
okay, I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was something completely different.
Nope, it's the Don't Say Gay bill. That's the only thing it's
But
called.
to
It
be
doesn't have
honest with
another
you,
name.
to be honest with you, um I actually thought it probably says it at least once every page.
Close.
You would
Close.
think, right?
Oh, this joke would make sense in the UK, but it's not going to make sense here. Fuck.
Just say it. I
So,
love jokes. People are a lot more cultured than you think.
well, and you listen to the podcast of the Lotus Eaters where they said this word a lot of times.
Oh yeah, do it, do it.
So you said at least once per page.
Yes.
It appears nonce, which they say nonce for
Yeah,
pedophile, which
yeah,
first pivot. Fucking look at me pulling a Joe Biden, which fits perfectly with this whole little bit that we're doing.
yeah.
Basically, this don't say gay bill that these crazy fucking psychotic groomers want to call it is it's the don't say gay bill. It doesn't say gay at all in the bill. In all 7 pages, if you find the bill, you hit Control F and you type in GAY, it does not appear at all. The
Right.
word gay does not appear once. So let's talk about the fallout from this bill. A bunch of teachers were, before the bill was signed into law, were saying, this doesn't happen. We don't talk about this. This never happens in school. But then as soon as the bill got passed, they said, here's why it's actually a good thing we talk about this it with your kids, with your uh, kindergarten to preschool to fucking 9-year-old kids, telling them about all these fucking weird things. Basically, all right. These people are pedophiles. They're trying to fucking groom your kids into being weird fucking degenerates, shitting in fucking litter boxes and having fucking different weird identities. They're groomers. They're trying to touch your kids.
And they're
And I'm not,
using Mickey Mouse to fucking do it.
yeah,
And Luke Skywalker, but not the
yeah,
real Luke Skywalker
because he
cuz
died.
he died. But
So
that's what they're doing.
all these people freaked out about this don't say gay bill where it doesn't say gay at all in the bill. But Disney had a very interesting reaction. And some consequences happened as well. So Disney came out very heavily against the don't say gay bill, even though it doesn't say gay once in the bill, and criticized Ron DeSantis, Florida man. And yeah, they, I mean, you told me about it. I knew about like 4 people, but you want to tell me about the 80 plus?
Oh yeah, they arrested like 80 people in Florida, and quite a few of those people, and this is all for sex offense, sex trafficking, grooming, prostitution with like knowingly knowing that these were children. Even a woman was, I'm not going to get too deep because I don't have the article in front of me or the video, but um they even arrested a woman for like basically pimping these kids out and stuff. But this was all a sting operation that they got these, and the good majority of the boys, the men that were arrested, worked for Disney. Like a good amount of them. They even got a judge.
Fucking pedophiles. Yeah.
Like if there is any terrifying thought from today's OK Groomer episode.
The first one is how racist Jake is.
Yes, but even those we vote for, we look to as the the judicial system is supposed to be on our side. I mean, really,
Yep.
you would think, right?
You
Like
would think
you would
our
think
teachers, you would think
teachers.
teachers would want to be there. Now, this is to the point of I listened to this kind of gave me a new perspective on things. I listened to a video with Curtis Yarvin who said these are good people infected with bad ideas.
Okay.
I can understand. Let me rephrase. I can see. Let's take if someone had flesh eating bacteria on their hand. I can understand someone seeing and doing the quote unquote compassionate thing,
Mm,
cutting off someone's hand.
mhm,
That is a violent act done through compassion,
mhm.
right? Does that make sense?
Yes. Makes
That's a
sense.
violent act done for compassionate reasons. So we can understand that principle. A violent act done for compassionate reasons. Someone rapes your daughter, you murder them. Violent act done for compassionate reasons. Now, to put a kid on puberty blockers
Mm, mm.
and cut off their what is known as top surgery, cut off a 13-year-old girl's tits. Same general principle, a violent act done for compassionate reasons to these people, to these psychotic people. To me,
Yeah.
to normal people, this is not okay. This is not something that should be done unless the 12-year-old girl has breast cancer. Then in that case, we understand violent action done for compassionate reasons. So I can understand to an extent good people infected with bad ideas. Socialists, good people infected with bad ideas. Communists, all deserve to be killed. Um, you know, let's see. What's lawyers, good people infected with bad ideas. Corporate stooges, good people infected with bad ideas. Teachers, grooming your kids to shit in litter boxes, to have no gender, to be distrustful of their parents, to break apart the family structure. The only thing that kind of really, I think, I don't know if I should say that. I would say what I was going to say is glorifies and is essentially the foundation of Western civilization, the family unit.
Right. Yeah.
To
No
break
matter
that
what it
all
looks
apart,
like.
these are no longer good people infected with bad ideas,
Mm.
in my opinion. These are psychotic people infected with horrendous ideas that should be taken as far away from children as fucking goddamn possible.
Well, I'll give you this. At what point do these good people with bad ideas act on those bad ideas and become
Evil people.
exactly?
That's a
And
great
that's what's
question.
happened. And and that's what it is, right? When and and you can't even, and it sucks because us as people outside of that world, that I mean, because that's like a whole different world.
I can't wrap my head around
How
that.
would how would we even be able to operate in that kind of a space? I mean, I think I would be able to acclimate pretty well, being around a bunch of motherfuckers all the time, but I would probably let them know they were motherfuckers all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they probably do. However,
Well, I don't think they get told enough that they're psychotic because
well,
everyone's
like
in their
Mike,
bubble.
well, like Mike Pence's dumbass said, this all looks like, we're angry and this and that, but when, we go in the back, we shake hands and we're all friends and this and
Yeah.
that. Fuck you. If I'm standing up there on that stage and you're talking shit about me, I'm going to blast your ass out of the fucking sky and talk shit about you, your mom, your kids, your wife. I'm going to
Your
do that. And when
grandkids.
I become president, I'm not going to say, and when the debate's over, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to go back there and suck his dick real quick. Fuck you, bro. I ain't your friend and I don't want to be your friend. I don't want you to vote for me because I'm friends with my fucking opponent.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm not voting for a candidate that's buddies with his opponent. Fuck you.
Yep.
Cause you believe the same shit he does. You guys can sit in the same room and have like a good, easy, cool debate and all, but you fuck you.
Yep.
You're not I don't like that shit.
Lindsey
I don't
Graham.
like that shit.
Lindsey
Ugh.
Graham shook
They're
Kamala
idiots.
Harris's hand and said, "Congratulations." A Republican shook Kamala Harris's hand and said, "Congratulations," for stealing an election.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulate. Well, maybe he was really congratulating her and saying, "Congratulations on this. You never would have been here without this."
Without being black, because Joe Biden expressly said, "I will pick a black woman as my vice president."
Right, right. But I'm just saying, like I said before, me and you are not allowed to read anything from Martin Luther King. We can't talk about Martin Luther King.
We
We
can't have
can't
opinions
quote
on
him.
anything.
We can't have opinions on anything. We can't talk about Rosa Parks. We can't talk about the Underground Railroad. And did you know that where I grew up in, right? There's so much Civil War history, so much of the abolitionist history
Yep.
that we're taught in school, right? I'm talking from like elementary school all the way through high school. We're taught all about that stuff. And yeah, there probably are people with racism in their fucking heart, but I
Absolutely.
don't think
Do
it.
do racists exist in the United States of America?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, they
Without
do.
question. Yes, they do.
However,
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 are black people systematically kept down in the United States? Also, yes. By these
yes.
goddamn fucking liberal fucking white savior cunts.
Yes. It's the people that are explaining it as if they're the ones fighting the battle for them,
Yes.
right?
Let them
Because
fight
there
their own
is
battle. If a
yeah, but
black
they're
man
really
comes up against
yeah, but
oppression, let him fucking whip out a fucking nine, start killing people. Like,
yeah, but I don't think with technology the way it is and the way our
oh, so black people
society
can't
even
use computers?
operates.
Is that
No,
what
no,
you're
no, no,
saying?
no. No, not at all. What
I
I'm
gotta I
saying
gotta drag
is
you down into this racism with me, man.
go ahead, but you won't because my point is so solid, right? Think of this. And I forgot it.
My
No,
bad.
I didn't. I'm just saying if all of the people that are telling you this is the reason why this is George Floyd is the product of 400 years of white men oppressing black men and you know what I mean, you're being told all of these things, you're going to act like that
Exactly. Exactly.
even if it ain't true because you know what, I got
I got
neighbors
it. I got
all
it.
of everywhere we look. It's very different
Yes.
around us, right? And I don't see all of this stuff, and it's pretty funny that all this racism happens in all these fucking Democrat run cities and all these goddamn liberal states.
Yep.
Where's all that racism coming from? You're fighting the freaking fight for these people. What
Yep.
if there is no fight to fight and you're
Yep.
making it up?
Exactly.
Because that's what I feel like it is.
Slavery. So let me. I just want to say this: slavery never ended. Black people are still
No,
slaves in their fucking minds.
what's that thing? I forget what
And you got
movie it
you
is.
got
They
these
say
fucking
that.
you have these black people who are quote unquote Democrats who think of these goddamn fucking black people that are Republicans as goddamn Uncle Toms. I almost said Uncle Coons. Uncle Coons and fucking like Candace Owens isn't a real black person
No.
because she's a Republican.
Yeah.
Clarence Thomas isn't a black person because he's a goddamn Republican. Anytime you vote against quote unquote your own interest as a black person, you're an Uncle Coon.
Yep.
I like that one, an Uncle Coon. I'm gonna keep that one. That's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
You're an Uncle
Yeah.
Coon, and that's one thing. When I was growing up, I heard the phrase "Why are you acting white?" a lot in high school, and that phrase has always bugged me. Always bugged me. What does that mean? Does that mean better? Does that mean smarter? Does that mean worse? Does that mean dumber? Does that mean kiss ass? What does that mean? Acting white. Well, you and I did an episode on what whiteness is.
Yeah. We did.
And that was, I think, the Make the KKK Great Again episode.
Yes.
And whiteness was being on time. Whiteness was a whole bunch of things that, if you compare it to stereotypes of black people, seemed quote unquote superior. That slavery mentality and segregation mentality has not gone away.
No, it
And
actually
it's not fucking Republicans and these goddamn Christian
no.
conservatives enforcing that.
No. Look at the history. The slavery never ended. It just got broader. There's different people in it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's part of it. It's not just, and yeah, you could say you could go on social class if you want and say
To
that
me,
it's like that,
yep. To me, it is all
but
class
you
based.
can't yeah, but you can't say that it's based on race. You can't. You
No,
cannot.
no,
Because if it was based on race, Will Smith would not be a fucking gajillionaire.
nope.
Chris
Oprah.
Rock wouldn't be a fucking
I
Oprah would
somehow
not.
am
Yeah,
oppressing Oprah. I don't know
right.
how I'm oppressing Oprah,
I'm
but
just
I'm
saying
oppressing Oprah.
people like Oprah, Tyler Perry, Will Smith, any freaking doc, even your Dr. Dre's and your Snoop Dogs and all that shit, man.
You're Dave
Like,
Chappelle.
yeah, all of these guys, all of these people, even in other countries like Trevor Noah and these people, if that was the case, they would not be front and center.
No,
And if they were front and center and it was that bad, it would be the way the white man in air quotes,
yep,
would want them to act and be. You know what
yep,
I mean? They wouldn't be on the Twitters and the this and the that. They wouldn't even be public figures if it was like that.
yep.
Whoopi Goldberg wouldn't be able to say it's okay to if Russians are killing Israelis or whatever, or Jews, or the Ukrainians are killing Jews. It's not racism because they're
Oh
white
yeah,
people.
yep.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
the
Like, that's
Nazis.
fucking
Yep,
crazy, dude.
yep. Hitler
That
even
sounds fucking crazy, though.
Hitler even expressly said this is a race thing.
Yes.
Like it's
But you know
ridiculous.
what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Because it's just they're
So to
using
recap
words
today,
against you now. Yeah, we did go a long time on
I
nothing.
yeah, I don't know why I all of a sudden decided I needed to rant on black people, but I don't think it's anything. It's something that doesn't get done often enough. It's always white people that get ranted about.
Yeah.
The tables are turning, my friends.
Well,
Accountability is fucking coming your way.
I don't I don't really want you to come off as a racist,
Oh no,
but
I if anyone wants to claim that I am the biggest racist in the world, I'll tell you probably the most racist thing I've done in my life. There was a kid I went to elementary school with. Name was Jordan. He was a black kid. You want to know what movie was very popular? Rush Hour. The one with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. They go up into a pool hall. Chris Tucker says, "Follow my lead, do what I do." Chris Tucker walks up to the black guy, says, "What's up, my nigga?" because that's how black people greet each other. Jackie Chan or Lee in this scenario, because you have what was Chris Tucker's character name in Rush Hour?
Kata.
Carter. Thank you. You had Carter, a black man, walking up to another black man, greeting each other how black men normally greet each other. Then you had Lee, an Asian man, greeting a black man how black men normally greet each other, and said, "What's up, my nigga?" And a brawl proceeded to happen. So there was a kid, and I was in probably third grade, fourth grade, maybe. I didn't know. I didn't know what that word was. I ran around, and I said to Jordan, "What's up, my nigga?" That was probably the most racist thing I've ever done in my life.
That's pretty funny because I had a boss, I guess you would call him, out in California, and he used to say that shit to everybody, and he was whiter than white.
Yeah.
Nobody looked at him weird. No, nothing. He shook everybody's hand that way, and he said it just like that
Yep.
every fucking time, dude. No, like weirdness with him. He was so confident when he said it, and nobody
Yep.
looked at him twice. They didn't give him weird looks. None of
And
that.
it goes
So
back to what Easy E
yeah,
said in 19 fucking
yep,
88. It's all how
yep.
you goddamn say it. If
See,
there
I'm
was
telling you.
there was no ill will towards Jordan when I said that to him. I didn't want him to die. I didn't want to put him and burn him in a cross. I didn't want to hang him in a fucking noose. I didn't even know what the word meant.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no ill will whatsoever towards any time I've ever said that word or will continue to say that word in my life. Whenever I'm in a street and I got the windows down and I'm listening to some goddamn rap and that word comes on, I don't exaggerate saying that word. I don't stick the hard R. I say it
Yeah.
exactly like when Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat. She's got a song called "Kiss Me More." When SZA, I think CZA, I don't know how to say her name because I only care about Doja Cat. She says that word in her song, and I don't fucking stick the hard R landing because I don't feel the need to say it. All I'm doing is I'm rapping along to a song that has a word. Boom. That's all I
Well,
got. Now this podcast is fucked. There were way too many N words on this podcast today.
I'm just
I
gonna say one thing to you, okay? And to the people who happen to listen to this. Um Really, I feel like the theme of our show has and people might not have picked up on it yet, but since the very beginning, it's about words and
yes,
how words have changed and how definitions are being
important.
changed and all of this stuff. And they're very, very important to know what it meant, who is talking to you, and who you're talking to. Because now, anything you say now could possibly land you in Facebook jail or whatever the hell
Or
the thing is
literal
the
jail.
kids are doing, or literal jail. Because in the UK, I mean, I don't think you can even really poke fun at someone publicly.
Some chick in the UK, I forgot about this. Some chick in the UK used lyrics of a song that had the N word in it.
Yes,
She got a
yes.
visit by the police.
Yes, 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 yes. There was also a girl, she's from Russia or Ukraine. She might have been from the Ukraine actually. And like years ago, she was on one of them shows my wife watches, and she had did this big post. She was invited to a real end party, you know. Is
Ah,
how
yes.
she put it. And she was like, I can't wait to dress like a and this and that, all these different things, you know, and she kept saying the word over and over and over again in this post. Well, she's not on that show anymore.
I bet.
And like as soon as that came out, um, interestingly enough, it doesn't bother me that much. The only time it bothers me is when this one person says it over and over and over again because he's old as fuck.
Oh, at
He would
work?
probably never ever ever fucking say it to someone's face.
No, he would
The
never.
way he
Never.
says it.
And
Like,
that's exactly what it is. That's
yeah.
exactly what it is.
I
How
feel
you
like the
say it.
government is saying these things the way they're saying in the media because they want to say it. They just don't have the balls.
Yep. I have said there's a joke. There's a joke. And I love fuck it. I'm gonna tell the joke
Oh
because
god.
I already tanked my life with this podcast.
I'm
So why
turning
not
off
go
the
further?
microphone. What the fuck, America?
We're
No,
gonna
I'm
end the
just kidding you.
podcast with this joke. And I've told this joke when I used to work at a bar. This guy I work with told me that he happened to be black. Told me this joke. I love this joke. I'm a
You
big fan of.
cannot
I'm
recite a
saying it.
joke that
I'm
a black
telling it.
guy told you.
Oh, I've told it to so many black people because it's so funny to me. Because
I don't mind. I really don't care. I'm just being fun.
I love unexpected humor, and so when he told me this joke, it was very unexpected, and I laughed my ass off. One of my favorite things, if you're bored and if you've made it this far into the most racist podcast to probably ever happen on the face of this planet, if you've made it this far, one of my favorite videos on YouTube is a commercial that was mashed together called Taco Bell State Farm. And Taco Bell State Farm, I think I've showed you the video. Taco Bell State Farm is a video of two kids in a car eating Taco Bell with the Taco Bell voiceover, and they go to kiss. And the Taco Bell guy goes, "It was weird, right? Blah, 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 blah." And then it cuts to a guy outside of a car shooting both of these kids. And then it plays the State Farm commercial. Boo, 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 doo, 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 doo. And then it goes State Farm because life is unexpected. And you just witnessed two kids getting murdered after eating Taco Bell. Like it, unexpected humor. I fucking pissed my pants laughing for about 10 minutes.
This is
Like
pretty
it
funny.
was ridiculous. Anyways, I'm gonna tell this joke. We're gonna end it. My career of anything ever is what I'm ending. What would you call the Flintstones if they were black?
Oh, I remember you telling me. Go ahead. I don't know, Jake. What?
Niggers.
Okay. What the fuck, America?
What the fuck, America? Thank you for joining this podcast. My life as we know it is officially over.
Stay
And
tuned for our memoir and our
yep,
book. And if
stay tuned
anybody,
for Jake's assassination.
yes, that will be covered extensively
All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace out.
later.